Right, it's the 10th of September today. I haven't done a video for a little while, but I've been doing lots. I've not been lazy, but it's basically just been weeding each bed systematically, going through, which kind of is a bit boring to show you. But I put on a blog about how my butternut squash were doing, and somebody said, oh, show us your butternut squash. So I'm going to show you the butternut squash, and then we'll carry on doing the rest of the stuff. The butternut squash this year, I have 2 patches and they have done incredibly well this year. I'm really pleased with them. It's the best I've ever had. They're still growing because the leaves are still green. You don't need to harvest your butternut squash until I say all the leaves have gone brown and the stems have gone brown, because if there's still green left in the stems and the leaves, then the butternut squash could still grow. Just make sure that you harvest all your butternut squash, bring them into a frost-free place before the frost starts. A little gentle frost will be okay, but if you have a hard frost they won't like it and then you'll lose lots of them. So let me just show you how they're getting on. Now they're all sorts of different shapes and sizes, but they are all decent sizes. There's a couple of small ones there. I hope you can see them. They're about the length from my thumb here up to the ends of my fingers, which is, you know, is a good size. Let's go and find some more. This one here, I hope you can see it. This is a good sized one. This is the sort of size that you're likely to find in the shops. So I'm very, very pleased with that one. You can still see the lines are slightly green down it, so its skin hasn't hardened completely. And as you can see, the leaves are still green. They are turning. Oh, and there's a spider on that one, so we'll leave that one alone. So the leaves are still green, so they still have some growing to do. But I've got one in the other patch, which I am really quite chuffed about, so I'm going to show you that one. Now this one I am very impressed with. Yes, it's wonky, but then I've grown it. Of course it's wonky, but it's a lovely long length. It's I would guess about a foot from end to end. So that is a really, really nice one. There are quite a few long ones actually in this bed. There's another nice decent sized one here. Oh, just there, that's another good one. It's not quite as long, but they have done fabulously. I have got a very tiny wee baby one. Let's see if we can, if I can show you that one. There he is. Tiny little wee baby one there, which I think I'll roast whole. But you know, you always have one little small one, but this year they've just been amazing. Well, I hope I haven't made you jealous by my butternut squash. I'm sure there are plenty of you out there who have huge, enormous butternut squash, but for me, that's a personal best. Now, here are the French beans. These have done phenomenally well this year. I've got a little bit of black fly, but not a huge amount. So that's really good, but they are coming to the end now. The leaves are turning. Because the evenings are getting cooler, the nights are getting cooler. I am still harvesting lots and lots of them, and they will still keep going, and I will keep them here until I'm not going to get any more. So I reckon I've got another couple of weeks worth of picking out of these, but I can't remember what variety they were, but I don't think they were Cobra, they were something else. I'll have to go back and have a look, but they were brilliant. I find that French beans are much easier to, not to grow, but to cook. They're much less high maintenance than runner beans. You just have to top the French beans. With runner beans you have to top tail, take the sides off, chop them up, and oh god, they're so faffy. Anyway, so I will pick a load of these. I've got a few weeds around the bottom, and I shall see you soon. Right, well I've just picked a load. There we are. That should do us for at least 2 dinners. It's always best when you pick your beans. I tend to do it systematically, 1 pole at a time. Hoverfly wants to do. So start at the bottom and work your way up, or vice versa. Then go to the next pole and do the same. Then go to the other side. So if you've got, if you're growing them, you know, in a structure like that, do this structure first and then do that structure, and then you always miss some. Now some of the beans have actually gone a little bit too far, but that doesn't matter. You know, if they do get a bit fat, they still taste good. They tend not to go stringy, not like French bean, not like runner beans. So just chop them up so that they're just a little bit smaller. Yes, so some have gone a little bit too far, but I'm sure the chickens will enjoy those. And then I've got some which have gone circular, you know, but hey hum. But that's, this one I love. Look at that, that's so cool. But yes, there are a few beans left on here. Some I will give another few days and then I'll pick some more. But there aren't any more flowers coming, or very few. So I think what is on there growing already will be the last of it. So a couple of weeks and I would imagine that would be the beans done, because once the leaves have gone brown, then you won't get any more, and they've finished for the year. But they have done very, very well, so I'm very pleased with them. So that's the harvesting of the French beans. And now it's just a bit of weeding, but that's very boring, so I'm not going to show you that. I'm just going to do it. Okay, so I shall hopefully see you in a bit. Right, well I've just weeded the bed. I've finished weeding the bed where the beans are, and these are the leeks that you can see behind me. These again I am very, very proud of this year. They're called Below Zero. I've grown them before and they seem to survive very, very well if you have frost or if you have snow. They stay very, very firm. So hopefully they won't get any alien leaf miner or any of those little weevily things. I seemed to be okay last year. Some got it, but I got most of the crop I was able to. So they stretch all the way up to the end. I won't be harvesting those for quite some time. Most probably for another, the first lot maybe another couple of months, a bit longer, but I will leave those in the soil as and when I want them. They can stay, especially the ones that are called Below Zero, they can stay in the soil until you need them, so sort of the beginning of next year. But we'll see. But they're doing very, very well. They're getting quite firm down the bottom. Now the next bed I'm not going to show you. I'm going to tell you why. Because it's my pumpkin bed and I'm going to keep those all secret and under wraps because they're doing quite well. But I'm just going to keep those hidden from you until I harvest them, which will be at the end of October, middle to the end of October. So you don't have long to wait, about 5 weeks or so, but they're growing quite nicely. I am very chuffed, that's all I'm going to say. Now, next bed, bit more weeding. I'll see you soon. Right, well, that's it for today, I think. I've done quite a lot. I've weeded two beds and done lots of sorting out and stuff and cutting of grass and things like that. So I'm going to go home now, but I've picked some sunflowers because I thought they looked really pretty. And I want to replace the ones that have gone a bit droopy and are losing all their petals in the kitchen. So that's it for today, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.